Okay. Hello, welcome back. I decided that I would film I'm gonna continue the series after a lot of talking to myself and thinking to myself and how much I feel like this is so good to document, and also like, why not? Because to see where, like, you know, where I end up in a couple months or years, you know, like that. So, life update. I'm not as sad as I was in my last video. Oh, I know. To all the people who don't like me or are preying on my downfall. I know. We come up. Big girls come up. Especially because we're about to be in... It's the July. We're going to be in August. And then once September, October hits, it's fat girl fall. So skinny girls, get out the way. It's going to be our turn to ride the boat. I digress though, so let's do a little update. So, had school orientation today, live, laugh, loved it. I definitely am really excited to embark and finish school. And I'm just looking forward to see where things go. Again, it's basically just, I'm looking forward to the unknown. As scary and complicated it is to think about the unknown, because you just start to freak yourself out. Most of the times you freak yourself out, or like, because it's the unknown, it's very scary because we associate unknown with like darkness, very like similar to like a dark hole. I'm just kidding. Pride Month's over. So yeah, I'm excited, scared, everything, but it'll be all worth it in the end, and we'll see what happens. I mean, I walked onto campus today and I instantly was just like excited to be there and excited to be around people, just because like the past couple months I've been around people. It's just like, I haven't been around a lot of people my age, or just a lot of people who just are, you know, very, my vibe and similar. So it was just really nice to just be in a setting where like, I can tell I was appreciated, and not because I was not quiet, and because I was so, you know, outgoing and like charismatic, and just like overall just a good time. And every single time somebody asked me like what my end goal was, or like what I wanted to do with my degree, of course my go-to answer is, girl, I'm gonna be a star. Duh. Like, I'm going to be a star. I don't know in what format, shape, or anything. Well, we already know what shape, in the shape of a circle. But I'm gonna be a star. So yeah, that's where I was at with that. But today, we're already like 3 minutes into this. I just want to make sure I get to the point. My thought process is, today's question and thoughts that I was thinking to myself is just like, when is it going to be what I want? And for the other people that are watching this, you know, it's kind of in the same concept of, when is it going to be what you want? You know, when is it going to be what I want? And for the audience members who can relate to this, it's almost for you. It's like, when is it going to be the things that you want? And I'm on the journey where I have come to a conclusion where it's just like, I constantly sit here and hope that I'm going to get these good karma points for being this good person, and that it's all going to work out because the universe is going to give back to me. Not saying that it's not a possibility, but I am skeptical of it, because it's, no matter how much good I do, I feel like I never get what I want. No matter anything, I just never get what I want. And I'm not trying to, and not in a greedy, selfish way. Like, of course, I'm not going to get a Benz, or I'm not going to get, you know, I'm not gonna get what I want in terms of materialistic things or within people necessarily, but in terms of just like different aspects of life. Like, when am I gonna get what I want? When am I going to be in a relationship whether it be romantic, platonic, whatever the hell psychology says it is, or whatever options are available. But when is it gonna be what I want in those relationships or in that situation? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of where I'm at with that. So what do I want? What do you want? We think we know what we want, but then I keep sitting here thinking to myself, are we supposed to get what we want? Are we ever gonna really get what we want? I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna ever happen. I think the whole concept of karma points, of course, in a realistic setting, the whole concept of like good karma points, you know, if you do something good, you're gonna receive that back. You know, I think it's great to think about in theory, and I think that yes, maybe in some aspects it is real, because maybe we don't realize it when it does happen, you know? We don't realize that we get what we want, because by that point, it's very similar to the last episode. We don't know what is the purpose, because by the time we figure out what the purpose is, we're already on to the next thing trying to figure out what the purpose is. So number two is we don't know when we're gifted with the gratitude and karma points, because by that point we're already sitting there thinking about, why am I not getting something else in a different aspect, shape, or form in your life? So that's kind of like where I'm at with that. But it upsets me because I'm just sitting here and I'm just like, you know, when is it going to be my turn? When is it going to be, especially if you're someone like me, where like you go out of your way and you help people and you're like always constantly helping situations, and you're a great person to talk to, and you have all these qualities that, you know, where you're, again, coming back to the point of you're helping people. So I think that's where it's really hard, because then you're sitting there thinking like, when is someone gonna help me? Since you got your degree, and since you know everything, when is someone going to help me? Exactly. See, we'll never know. I will never know, because it's just a constant roller coaster. The other thing that's been on my mind is just, again, going into the what do I want. It just goes into the sense of like, I'm turning 25 in October. There are aspects of my life that I have yet to happen, and it just upsets me. And if you can like put two and two together and figure out what those aspects are, great. Kudos to you. I'm not going to publicly say it, because why would I publicly say it? But if I have a Patreon, which I don't, then maybe I'd publicly say it on that. I don't know. I'm at the point where like, I think like, again, you can guess what it is. It's pretty obvious. I mean, it's, especially if you know me, because you know I always talk about it. And I not always talk about it, but I always kind of like, I have moments where like I bring it up, because it doesn't add up to me on why I don't get what I want in the aspect of what I'm talking about right now. Anyways, I digress. But, yeah, that's where I'm at with that too. I'm about to be 25, and I still have yet to experience something that like a lot of people experience in their teenagers or their 20s, early 20s, and I'm about to be 25, and I have nothing to say. Yet, I'm still the only one usually that has the best advice in that category of what I'm talking about. And if you can put two together, again, it's a romantic category. So I still have the best advice for some reason, and I think it's just because in my head it's all common sense. So it's just kind of like, yeah. But that makes me sad, because it makes me sit here and think like, I'm a perfect candidate for someone in the universe. So why am I not, you know what I mean? Like, why, and it's the worst when people are telling you when people tell you you're perfect, and then like you have to sit there and go back, well, I'm not perfect, because if I was perfect, then I would have everything that I want in life. So that's where I'm at. I hope that things change. I don't know though. I think though that I prioritize and keep myself so busy to numb that feeling and sensation and thought process, even just many thought processes that I think about. It's not just about that one item that I particularly am talking about right now, but just a lot of things in my life is my go-to is always I just keep myself busy. So I'm hoping at some point I can, but it's hard. It's just hard when you're an all or nothing person and you go into things in life and you give 100%, but it's hard because you'll never get that 100% back from a thing, a person, or a place. It's just not how it works, you know? So, yeah. To end this note, today at my orientation, everyone asked me what I was going to do with my degree, and the first thing I looked them dead in the eye and said, oh, I'm going to be a star. Trust and believe, I'm gonna be a star. I don't know in what shape or capacity. Well, again, we know what shape, a circle, but I don't know what capacity yet. So I'm just excited for school to start. I think again, it is a blessing and a curse because it's great. I'm gonna keep myself busy. I'm gonna enjoy it, live, laugh, love it. But it's also a curse because it's never gonna allow me to put myself out there and attempt, but it's just a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and sometimes that work's not worth it because you don't know what direction it's gonna go in. Up, down, northwest, south, I don't know. So on that note, I wish everyone the best in the universe, and I can't wait to see you guys next video and what next thing pops up in my head and what is the next thought of the day. So to the people who end up finding these video series, I hope you enjoy and I hope there's something to think about. My goal with these videos is I think like if people were to really, if it gained traction and people were to watch this, I just want people to sit there and really like look back and be like, holy shit, like there is something to think about. And I'm trying to utilize my thinking in a positive and more better outcome for others, or try to promote that rather than festering on my own problems and sitting around and crying about it, especially in times of change, because that's where we're greatly affected by things. So like, subscribe, and comment. No bars, no edits. This is the real deal. Like, subscribe, comment. Ooh.